Hey gang, DVD Collector back in the movie room, and you are on the Movie Reviewers 100, the most top-notch collaboration channel in the whole entire galaxy. And it is James Gandolfini, if I said that correctly. If I did not, it's Claire's fault. She coached me on how to say it, so I blame it on you. Lots of great movies by the guy. I first found him, of course, like probably a lot of people, with The Sopranos. Watched The Sopranos. That's one of those shows that I bought on DVD and watched it straight through from episode 1 to The Onion Rings. So if you haven't seen it, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, and I did not spoil anything, so just watch it. It's a great show. It's one of the best shows ever made. Tony Soprano is one of my favorite written characters of all time, hands down. And it's hard to find a movie where he plays that big a part, because he doesn't in a lot of stuff, but he plays a lot of small parts, but he plays those parts really good. And I went through a list of stuff that I had, and I have a lot of movies with him in it, but I decided to pick something that I had not watched up to this point, and that is Kathryn Bigelow's Zero Dark 30. Of course, starring Jessica Chastain. I don't know. I really enjoyed this movie, but I have a military background. I was in the infantry. Of course, nothing to do with this stuff. I was not in the CIA or anything like that. But any picture like this really intrigues me. I love war movies. I love anything to do with that topic. This movie focuses on Jessica Chastain's character. Let's get out of the way what the theme of this week is, and that's James Gandolfini, and that is the director of the CIA. And he plays a very small part. He plays maybe not... I'm going to go very, very high on this and say 10 minutes in the whole movie. But those 10 minutes he brings that character to life. And I'm not just trying to say that because he's dead and, you know, out of respect for him. When he comes in the room, you respect him. And I don't know if it's because he was Tony Soprano or not, but he always brings something special to that character. And you don't even see him for the first hour and a half of this movie. Matter of fact, I was watching this movie and texting Claire at the same time. And I was like, have you seen Zero Dark 30? And she's like, yeah, it's a wonderful film. And I was like, Tony Soprano's in this, right? And I flashed back to Jurassic Park, thinking, you know, you are going... Let me do it. You are going to have dinosaurs on this tour, kind of thing. And lo and behold, there he comes in the room and opens it up. Basically, what this is they're trying to get Osama bin Laden. They're using torture techniques from the CIA, which we don't do, to gather information to find out where he's at. And the investigation is going on for a while, and it's coming up cold, and then new sparks come up and it dries out, and new sparks come up and they dry out. But Jessica Chastain's character sticks with it all the way through, and I have really fallen in love with her through the past couple years with characters she has played in different movies. She has really intrigued me, and there are not a lot of really powerful actresses out there for me. I'm sure there's Susan Sarandon, and there's those type of people, but new, fresh people. Jennifer Lawrence, of course. Jessica Chastain is one of them. Emma Watson, the Chloe chick that I can't ever say her last name from Kick-Ass, and a lot of other stuff, has really stepped up her game. And it's nice to see those younger actresses come in. I purposely left off some of the younger ones that do the comedic stuff, because it's not really my cup of tea. But this movie, I already knew the premise. I already knew the end because of what happened. I knew what it was about. Kathryn Bigelow does an amazing job with this, just like Hurt Locker. I don't think it's quite as good as Hurt Locker, of course, and of course neither did the Academy. But it is a good movie, and I think I put it up there right next to it very easily, as in the way the movie flowed. I loved everything about this. The torture was done really, really realistic to me. What I picture, of course, I've never tortured anybody that I can talk about. But anyway, that's what I picture it would be like, and that's what the techniques they use are very common practice techniques if you watch any movies, specifically TV on Kiefer Sutherland's 24. They used a lot of these, the drowning technique with the towel, that kind of stuff is very common used amongst investigations, we'll call them. How about that? So anyway, that's it. That's this movie in a nutshell. It is about the hunt down and the slaughter of Osama bin Laden, and that's all it is. That's it right there. Following the woman that was behind the persecution and capture and execution of Osama bin Laden. Now back on to Tony Soprano. Lots and lots of good videos so far this week talking about him, talking about different movies he's done, particularly Ray's choice of a Coen Brothers movie, and I absolutely adore the Coens. They are some of my favorite directors, if not at least in my top 5. But back to Tony Soprano, I put it in the same guidelines as Devil's Rejects. It's, he's despicable. He's an awful character. He's an awful person. He cheats on his wife. He kills people. He beats the shit out of people. He intimidates people. But yet, in the end, you're always hoping that he doesn't get caught. You're always hoping. You want to love him. Just like Dexter Morgan. You want to love this. You love this. You've put yourself out there and became attracted to this guy, even though he's a despicable asshole. And it all goes back to the writing. They make you like him. And I love Tony Soprano. He is, as far as TV personalities, he's right up there with Al from Deadwood for me. Somebody I would want to be if I was in a TV movie. I'd want to be Tony Soprano. He is not only the title character, but he's the rock of that show. That whole family brings something to the table, but ultimately it was all on his acting ability, the direction that he was given, and where he chose to take Tony Soprano made us all fall in love with him. And I thank him for all the seasons of The Sopranos they did, even up to the finale, which I won't even begin to discuss with you people that haven't seen it, but we can talk about that another day when you have finished it, and let me know what you think, because I think it's probably ultimately one of the at least top 20 best written finales in TV history. So there it is. Tony Soprano, James Gandolfini, and Zero Dark 30, and me rambling. So until next time, guys, stay tuned to the rest of the Movie Reviewers 100, and you'll actually see people talk intelligently about movies. So later.